wanting to make a change in your life and you find it, that you quit or you're struggling, which is completely normal. We all go through that. We are human. That's why it is called the growth cycle. So cycle of growth. For this example, hey, let's actually split this up because I want to use the example of being in a relationship. Why don't you use something of like what we do, something that everyone's already done.
Mm-hmm.
Like either joining the gym or eating healthy or driving a car.
Yeah.
Okay. So, cycle of growth. Who is ready to grow and make a change? So what happens in the cycle of growth? Let's say I'm going to use the example of a relationship. And because this is what we're talking about that Thoughtful Thursday. So when you go into a relationship, how does it usually start at the beginning, right? What are those feelings that you're feeling? You're super excited, you get the butterflies, you're nervous, you're looking at your phone and you're like, oh my God, when's he going to text me? Or you see his name when he's calling you and you get so excited, you're like, oh my God, he's calling, do I answer? Or what if it's like he calls you on a video call, you're like, oh my God, it's a video call! Like,
you guys know exactly what we're talking about, right? If you're, oh my gosh.
Yes. If you are just starting out in a relationship or you've been through that very first phase at the beginning, or when's he going to ask me out, or if we're going to go on a date, I don't know what this is. Are we in a relationship? I don't know. Like,
right? And that would be this if you put it back to maybe driving a car for the first time. Mm-hmm. Right? You're there, the anticipation, the excitement. What am I going to do? How do I do? Like, I don't know exactly how it's going to look. I don't know how to put the clutch in, how to change the gears, how to drive. What do they have way? Do I have way? Right? But you're excited.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the same. The relationship, excited, but kind of nervous. Driving a car. We've all been in that position where we've had to drive the car for the first time. Right? And it's the exact same thing.
So this phase is called inception. And we have 4 phases. So this is phase 1 where it's inception. In inception, Reese just said it, we are...
Excited.
Oh my gosh! So what happens in this excitement is we're going down into the science now because I want you guys to understand the brain, and I get super passionate about this. My background is in behavior management and counseling, so anytime there's any science involved in our behaviors and why we do things, I'm like froth because there's always a reason behind why we are doing things. There really is. So it's always about breaking it down and becoming self-aware first and understanding why, right? And this is going to give you a good example why. So in inception, what's happening here is what we have 2 things in our mind. We have our unconscious mind and then our conscious mind. Do you want to give a little example about unconscious and conscious mind?
So unconscious mind is basically like 95% of the things you do every single day. I think the brain thinks like 30-odd thousand thoughts a day, and 95% of them are the exact same thoughts you thought yesterday. So this is also around like pumping your blood around your heart. Who's ever like driven to work when you were driving to work, right? And you literally, it's like you get to work and you're like, holy shit, I wasn't really even paying attention, right? That's an unconscious competence, right? You're driving to work unconsciously, but you're competent at doing it. So the unconscious mind is all around the pumping the blood, all these little thoughts you don't actually know you're thinking about. And the conscious mind is more around the actual decisions that you make. It's like, okay, do I need to go this way or do that? Do I have this for dinner or that for dinner? Do I want to put energy into this or not? Do I want to go, take her for dinner, or do I want to go spend time with the guys? Whatever it may be, it's a conscious thought that you need to make.
Yeah, love it. So your unconscious mind is, thinking about, you don't even know what's going on in there, right? That's happening on a deeper level where your conscious mind knows what's happening. Incompetent means you just haven't built the skills yet, right? So we've got incompetent, haven't built the skills, competent, you've got the skills. So in inception, we are unconscious, incompetent. So when we jump into this relationship, we have no idea what this relationship's gonna be like. We have no idea, but we're super excited and we still haven't built the skills to be in this relationship. So I know when I first met Reese, I was super excited and I was like, and of course I'm still excited, always will be excited, and because we're always growing, so we're always gonna go through this. Like we always have growth in our relationship. So like I was like super excited, oh my god. But then I didn't really know Reese. I didn't know how to work with Reese. I didn't have those skills. And that's where that inception is. So what happens is we then drop down into an area. So after inception, we come down into an area. And there's no time frame on this. It can be different for everyone. Like, everyone's different. This phase is called deception. This is the phase we all have to watch out for. Do you know why, Reese?
Well, this is where you may start to, you're probably becoming more consciously incompetent, right? So you're consciously knowing that maybe you haven't learnt the skills, you haven't learned how to, change the gear stick, you haven't, you know that you don't feel comfortable in going around a roundabout. Or for the relationship side of things, it's like you're now aware that there may be different traits or they're different, different love language or whatever it may be, and you're now consciously aware that you don't exactly know your partner 100%, and you consciously know that you need to now either make the decision of, do you want to become more aware of who they are and what they do and how they work. So you've now become consciously incompetent. So you know that you need to make a change or you need to learn something new.
So this phase is the dangerous phase, because this is the phase where most of us quit. And remember that it's completely normal to feel like this. We are human. We are all going to go through every one of these phases when it comes to the cycle of growth. We will all eventually hit deception, right? As Reese was saying, you're doing the driving, I'm doing relationships. Right? So deception in the relationship, as Reese was saying, was now in our relationship, we were in inception, we're so excited, we've come down because now our brain's just gone, oh, so this is what it's like to be in a relationship. Oh, this is what it takes, right? And you still just haven't built those skills yet. I still haven't taken the time to get to know Reese. I still don't really know how he works. So this is where you make that decision, where you go, your brain may go, you know what? F it. It's too hard. I don't want to do this. And then we quit. And then we leave and we don't grow. We don't grow because we hit reception and we quit, because it's easier to quit than rather than wanting to build the skills to work on it. So what do you think comes next?
Well, on that, like, that's where if you haven't watched the last video that we done around the 5 love languages, that would be a really, really good place to sort of learn it a little bit more, because then okay, well, if I do want to work with this partner and I do want to grow this relationship, I need to learn some certain skills. So you're consciously incompetent, but what do you need to do to actually, go through that? So now you're going to become consciously competent, right?
Yes.
You now know, okay, I know that, for Mel, she loves quality time and she loves acts of service. So it's like, what do I need to do there to fill up her cup around that? Cool. I want to spend more time, I want to do acts of service. That's, you're now becoming consciously competent. I keep on taking over your relationship ones.
Yeah, you're
right?
doing the car.
I'm sorry.
He's doing the car.
So now you know that you need to, that you need to keep left. Now you know that you need to, go from second to third. Now you know that you need to get your car serviced or whatever it may be. You're consciously competent in knowing the things that you need to make a decision in to keep you safe on the road.
I think you just like talking about relationships more than driving.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe we should have switched. So in this phase, and this is a very exciting phase, because this is the phase that is called transformation. Transformation. This is where we start to see the change. We know now that what we're doing has been working. We know that hard work of building the skills is paying off. I know that learning that Reese loves acts of service. I know that Reese loves quality time. Knowing how to work with that. Biggest lesson I probably learned in this relationship is not to talk to him about important big things after about 9:30 p.m. because his brain is shut off and he will not be fully 100% focused. So I've learned that in our relationship. But imagine if I didn't take the time to learn that. And come 9:30 and I want to have a big D&M with him and I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you want to listen to me? Right? Like... So this transformation, and I'm like, what do you want to say?
Well, I was like, you're really good at explaining it, but it's probably, unless you can do it in 60 seconds or less, but there's different archetypes around. Some people, you know, what do you call it, like tiger or those different things that you have, like a wolf and stuff?
Chronotypes.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother lie, babe.
Right, but just quickly, it's some people are better at night time.
Lion, wolf, dolphin, and bear. And I am a wolf. And you are a lion.
Right.
So he likes to go to bed early and wake up super early and alert. Whereas like his brain functions better in the morning, where my brain actually functions better at nighttime.
So that's something that, you know, I'm sure you can see the value that you need to learn about your partner, right? And you need to, more importantly, you need to learn about yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You need to learn about yourself. You know, what's the point of like leaving your most important task to do at nighttime if you know that your brain's more alert in the morning? Right? And for Mel, what's the point of trying to get all this stuff done in the morning if it's going to be more beneficial for her to go for a walk, do other things, maybe read, meditate, whatever it may be, because she knows when she needs to make those decisions. Those decisions are going to come better later on in the day when she's more alert. And
we've actually just recently learned that in our relationship. If you guys go and Google like chronotypes, Dr. Oz, you can actually do a test yourself and find out, you know, which one you are. And in our relationship, we've just recently learned this because we tried getting our morning ritual like down packed, and it was good and we were working. But I just love that little bit extra of a sleep in, and it was really important for Reese to have his time in the morning too. And we're working with that already. And now he gets up in the morning whilst I'm still in bed, and I get a bit of an extra sleep. I get about 30 minutes more, and he goes and does his stuff. So when he wakes me up, he's like, let's go. I've done a lot. I feel good. And then we can own our day together from there.
Because then I feel accomplished, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so freaking important. Like you guys need to really, if you want to try to advance in relationships or just life in general.
You don't need to, but if you choose to, like that's the difference. You know, if you choose to want to understand yourself better, and it always starts with you first. Like self-awareness is number one. Like I have it on my Facebook, you know, if you want to, you know, create an amazing happy relationship, start with you first. Be the best person, be the best version of yourself, because you will create happier, more authentic relationships when you show up as authentically as you. Like that is the key. Just focus on yourself and that self-awareness, and you'll start to see amazing things shift in your life. And not just relationship partners, but friends. Like friendship partners as well. Okay, tangent! We do that so well! We love our tangents, don't we?
So, what's the next one?
And I didn't spell that right. So, you don't have to be smart, you have low battery. Okay, so let me say this one here is now we have become conscious. Yes.
There we go.
Yes! Conscious. We have become conscious and competent, which means we have now learnt the skills and our mind knows what is going on. Woo! Cool, right? Don't we all want to get to that phase? I would love, love, love to get to that phase in so many things when it comes to cycle of growth. But we don't stop there. We don't stop there. We don't want to stop there. We want to keep going. You know, sometimes we can rebound and go back into deception and then quit, but you want to keep going. Keep going, because eventually when you do, and this is the best phase ever, we go all the way up here and we are in identity. Help me, oh my God. E-N, what's that?
T-I-T-Y.
T-I-T-Y. It's because I'm writing it in capitals. All right, identity. What do you think that is? It's now where our mind does it unconsciously. So we're unconscious about what's going on and competent because we built the skills. So you want to explain that a bit?
So, like I was saying at the start, it's like now you're driving to work and you've gotten to work and you're like, holy shit, I just got to work, and you're unconsciously competent driving, right? And maybe for your mornings, you're getting ready for work and you're here and there and you're having your breakfast, and by the time you go to work, you're like, holy shit, I just got here to work, and I actually didn't really consciously make a decision about what I wanted to do because everything's sort of on autopilot,
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And that, again, in relationships, you know, you get to a point where you really start to learn and you start to grow those skills in that relationship where it just happens automatically now. Like, I think now for us at nighttime, I will just, like, I don't even think, and I don't think about, oh, I shouldn't talk to him about this conversation because I know his brain is not working right now. It just won't even happen. I just won't even think about it. We'll just go to bed and then we'll talk about it in the morning. Because my brain now knows that, like, it's in that unconscious phase and we've built up the skills. And that's like with everything. Like everything.